Hello guys, welcome you all. So in a previous video we have worked on our service and DAO layers. Okay, so in this video what we'll do will enhance our error handling. Okay, so whatever the error handling we were doing in a previous video is actually not a recommended way of doing error handling, because we were just sending simple string messages as a response whenever error occurs. Okay, so actually we have to send the response in the form of JSON. Okay, that should consist of two three fields like message, status code, and status. Okay, so we have to whenever the error comes, we have to send the errors in the form of JSON as well. Okay, so let's get started. I'll open my VS Code, and this is the thing we have done in our previous video. So this is the things we have done in our previous video. Okay, now I'll run it and I'll show it what I am talking about. Okay, go run main.go. Okay, then I'll open the command terminal and I'll try to hit this API. Okay, with some error message. Okay, 123 purpose, and see here this thing I'm talking about. So here just we are sending simple message in the form of string. So this is actually not recommended. Here we have to send the proper JSON response. So what type of status and what is the reason for failure of request. So this type of proper JSON response we have to set it in the API, and we have to send it here whenever a error occurs. Okay, and one more thing here, it is content type text and plain. So this thing also we have to correct, but this will correct in our upcoming videos. For this video we'll target this one, and we'll try to send a proper and generic response from our API. Okay, so I'll open this and I'll create one more package. I'll create like errors. Okay, inside this errors I'll define one error.go file, and what we'll do here, we'll create a struct of type app error. Okay, and we'll define three properties here, like message, which is of type string, status code, which is of type int, and one more field I'll define here as status, it's of type string. Fine, we'll send error in the form of this struct. Okay, this struct we need to convert it into JSON and then set the error. So and I want this to be represented in JSON in like this. This message should look like message in small case. Same I'll do for other also. This is status code, and here we have to put status. Now what we have to do, we have to modify our service layer code. Okay, so here we can see we are this our service function is returning the by default error. So this error we have to replace it with our errors, that is pointed to the errors dot app error. Okay, so now we want our API to return the error in this form. Okay, and one more thing we have to do, import this package here. This is web app slash errors. Right, now one more thing I'll do here, I'll remove all this and I'll directly return from here. Okay, I'll remove all this stuff from here. Now our service is returning the error of this type. Okay, so now next we have to modify our DAO code. See here it is giving error. Here also we have to use this. Okay, errors dot app error as error response, and also we have to import this package here, that is errors. Okay, now this error we have to replace it with our error. So I'll put it here and I'll comment it. lose it and I will delete it. Okay, so now the error would be this API error that we have to set here. Okay, so what are the properties it have? Message. Okay, so in the message we'll set this, and in the status code we'll put http dot status not found, and the third property which we have to set is the status, which is of string, and we'll put it here as not found. Right, these are the things we have to done on the DO layer. And now I'll remove this one and I'll save it, and one more comma it required. Now it's pretty good. It is giving error. Error redeclared as imported package name previous. Sorry, this thing we have to remove, and this we have to include. Now it's good. Right, the next thing we have to modify is our controller. So here in the controller, you can see we are just simply returning the string messages. Okay, so this thing is actually not recommended. Here we have to send a proper constructed JSON response. Okay, so I'll modify the code as per our structure. What I'll do, I'll create one API error that is of type errors dot app error. Okay, and we have to import the package as well, else it will give error. So web app and package is errors. Okay, and we have to construct this error here. So the first property what we have to set is message colon, and this message we have to set it there, cut. Okay, the second property is status code, which we have to set like this, http dot status bad request. Okay, the third property is status, and here we'll put this bad request. Okay, and we'll put one comma here. Okay, so this is how we have to construct our error, and this error we have to send as a JSON response. So what else we need to modify? We have to copy this marshalling code from here, and we'll put it here. Okay, and here we have to put its API error, and now this status we have to set it from API error. API error dot status code. Fine, and here we have to set the JSON value. So here we are setting our customize error. Okay, and this is the code for conversion of this struct into a JSON value. Okay, and that thing we are writing to the response. Here also we have to modify it. So what I will do, I will make it as API error, and this also I'll change it here. Okay, here also we have to copy this marshal code. So again we need to marshal this API error here, and we have to set this API dot error dot status code and the JSON value. Fine, so that's all we have to do in our controller. Okay, so let's check it whether it's working as expected or not. Okay, so I'll rerun it. one terminal. I'll clear this all and I'll try to hit with some unknown ID. Okay, so this ID is not in our temporary database, so I'll try to hit. So let's see what error response we'll get. So here you can see that we are getting a proper JSON response. Okay, so here we are whatever the struct we have created, we are getting the struct in our JSON format. Okay, so that's how we have to handle the errors. Okay, so here see whatever the JSON value we have set it in our struct, we are getting all the JSON value like that only. Okay, like status code we have set it like status underscore code, so this we are getting. Okay, and we'll check it for other condition, like we'll pass some non digit, then see what will get the error. See here we are getting the status is 400, it means that it's a bad request. Okay, this is not supposed to give the request, we are expecting actually a integer here, right? And in the previous one, see it is showing that 404, that employee 123 was not found because it's not defined in our temporary database. Okay, and so this time we'll hit the correct ID and we'll get the proper response. Okay, so this is how actually we have to do the error handling. So this is the correct way and also the recommended way. We have to handle the error in the form of JSON response only. Okay, so that's how we have to do the error handling. Okay, so guys, that's all for this video. In the next video we'll work on our unit test. Okay, so we'll write unit test for our code. Okay, and we'll check whether its functionality is correct or not. Okay, so until then, bye bye and happy learning.